Hi folks, HR Funk here with a 9CT PTR 601, which is a long title for a 9mm semi-automatic pistol manufactured by PTR. And from this point on in the video, I'm probably going to just refer to it as the PTR 601 or just the PTR. Now, as you can see, the PTR 601 is a pretty faithful reproduction of the classic HK MP5. And in this video, we're going to take a close-up look at the PTR 601, and eventually we're going to head out to the range and see how it shoots. The 601 is an American manufactured firearm, and according to the PTR website, they produce almost every component of the 601 in their facility in South Carolina. The 601 has an 8.86-inch barrel, and it is a lugged barrel, as you can see there. And also the CT version, which this one is, has a threaded barrel. And as you can see, I have a mock silencer attached to the front of this particular 601. And the threads are the standard 1/2 by 28 thread pitch for any muzzle device you might want to add. Now, just like the MP5 that it's styled after, the 601 uses a roller lock operating system, which is a delayed blowback system as I understand it. And the thing that I've always noticed about firearms that use this system is they are much smoother and much more controllable in full auto fire. Now, this is a semi-automatic only firearm, but when I get out to the range, I do want to do some rapid shooting with it and see if it maintains that same controllability that I've noticed with the MP5. I originally used a firearm like this years ago while attending a submachine gun instructor course, and I've mentioned before that my department used the Colt 9mm submachine guns, and I can remember being on the line with other instructors, and we were shooting full auto drills at small targets, and it seemed like the instructors who were using the MP5 were able to keep their shots on the small target easier than I could. And initially I thought they were just better than I was. Then came the day that we traded firearms, and I started shooting those drills with the MP5, and I was really amazed at how much more controllable the MP5 was with that roller block operating system. So again, I'm going to be interested when I start shooting the 601 to see if it maintains that same type of quality. Now, as you may have noticed, the 601 has HK style sights. It also has a top rail for mounting an optic. This particular optic is a Holosun 503G. I've not used one of these before, so this will be a new experience when I get out to the range as well. The 601 features aluminum handguards that are M-LOK compatible, and in its factory guise, it weighs just over 5 pounds. Now, from the factory, the 601 does not have this brace. This is an SB Tactical side folding brace, which makes for a nice carryable package, but that is an item that has to be purchased separately. It does not come as part of the PTR 601. Now, the PTR 601 does come from the factory with a sling, and that end cap that I mentioned a moment ago does have a sling swivel on the back, so the single point sling clips right onto that. It comes with a 30-round HK style magazine, and it comes with a hard-sided carrying case. The magazine release on the 601 features both the paddle style release here, as well as the push button release here on the side of the receiver. So you can release the magazine whichever way you're most comfortable with, or which way is consistent with your training. The operation of the 601 should be familiar to anyone who's ever used an HK MP5. Here at the front, we have our non-reciprocating charging handle. Now, This action does not have a last round hold open. I have an empty magazine inserted here in the magazine well, and as you can see, it's not locking the action open. The 601 also has an HK style safety, and this is one thing about the design that I've never cared for, because this is just a long, awkward reach for my thumb. I'm much more familiar and accustomed to using the AR style system. Now I will admit, this is probably a training issue, and if I operated with a 601 or an HK MP5 all the time, I'm sure I would get used to operating that safety and putting it on and off as I raise and lower the firearm. But again, I'm just not as familiar with that. I'm not as comfortable with it, and it's just a long reach for my thumb. For anyone who's interested, as outfitted, this particular 601 with the optic, the brace, the flashlight mount, the unloaded magazine, and the mock silencer weighs in at just over 7.5 pounds. That's about all I can tell you about the PTR 601 in the shop, folks. Now, let's head out to the range and see how it shoots. And as you can see, I've arrived out on a very soggy range with the PTR 601 to do some shooting with it and see how it's going to perform. Now, I've not fired it previously, and I'm not sure where this sight is set. This, by the way, is a holosun, and I've not used one of these type of optics before, so this is going to be a new experience too. But I may have to do a little bit of shooting and then stop the video and make a sight correction before I shoot some more. In any case, I'm going to start shooting. We're going to see where the sight is set and see how the PTR 601 does. And as you might have noticed, those first shots were hitting a little bit to the left, so I've now made a sight correction, and I'm going to try a little more shooting and see if I've got the sight sorted out. And I'd say keeping those shots in the head at that type of a shot tempo is a pretty good indication that the sights are now in good shape. By the way, that roller action system in the PT601 really is very smooth to shoot. It's just like those HK MP5s that I shot back in the old days. And it's very easy to keep those shots going right where you want them to go. And again, we see the outstanding controllability from the PTR 601 with that 25 round mag dump, all from 50 feet and all easily stayed centered in the target. And you just never seem to know where they're going to show up, folks. A couple of water bottle desperados just appeared. I'm going to see if I can fend them off. And I think we can say that, yes, they were fended off. Folks, we got to find out, is the PTR a tack driver? I'm set up, and since I don't feel like moving my camera around and slogging through the mud to get to 20 feet, I'm going to be trying to drive this tack from a distance of 50 feet. So here we go. Let's find out if the PTR is a tack driver. Not on the first shot, Pulled that one just off to the left. I think with the second shot, it's a tack driver, but I can't tell for sure if it's still in the target or not. I'm got to walk up there and see. I guess 50 feet is just a little too far away for me to be able to tell with my bare eyes in that little bit of a shadow if it's still there or not. And yes, there's no doubt about it up here. As you can tell from all the tack shrapnel that is around there, that was pretty much a dead center tack shot with the PTR from a distance of 50 feet. So it is a tack driver. Folks, the PTR has been impressive out here on the range. Let's go back to the shop and I'll have a few final words before we close out the video. And there you have it, folks. That's my review on the 9CT PTR 601. If you've ever wanted to have your own HK MP5, but you don't want to pay HK prices and you don't have any need for full auto fire, and if you just want an American-made firearm, take a look at the PTR 601. It's proven to be reliable, accurate, and a lot of fun. So that's the video for today. I hope you enjoyed it. If you have any questions or comments, as always, make sure you forward those to me. Remember, if you order anything from Optics Planet, be sure to use my discount code, which is... And if you use that discount code, it's good for 5% off anything you purchase from Optics Planet. See you next time, folks. And until then, good shooting. Bye-bye.